Hi, good afternoon. How are you all? So, once again, welcome to my new YouTube channel, Pharmacovigilance Basic. I am Amitav Mukherjee. So, today I will discuss on a new topic on drug regulatory authority. It's very interesting and is a strong correlation with DRA or drug regulatory affairs or drug regulatory authority with pharmacovigilance. So, as I have already discussed in the last two my videos, that what do you mean by pharmacovigilance? You have already got an idea. What is the definition of WHO and which phase of clinical trial pharmacovigilance starts? And after that, I have given you a brief landscape or description on pharmacovigilance history. Means how the pharmacovigilance started. Why is it required? Means it didn't start overnight. There are certain incidents that propelled up. That's why the pharmacovigilance came into the practice. So you have already got an idea of the pharmacovigilance definitions. What do you mean by that? Along with that, you have got an idea that what is the history of pharmacovigilance, why it has already been started. Now I will discuss about some different kind of things that is also related to that, that is drug regulatory authority. So what do you mean by drug regulatory authority? I will discuss the topic on today, that definition of drug regulatory authority, their responsibilities and functions, and drug regulatory authority of different states including India, UK, USA, and there will be some quizzes actually. So every topic I am discussing here, there is a strong relationship with that pharmacovigilance. So you will get to. So what do you mean by regulatory authority and function? Regulatory authority is a government body that regulates the drug development, manufacturing, the distribution, marketing, and sale of the pharmaceutical products. So their main motto is that they provide some regulations for each and every phases of the medicine, that means development to sale. As you know that for any new molecule entity, when it comes into the market, previously there are some studies required, animal study, that called their preclinical study. Then if everything goes well, it passes the certain specifications, then it goes for the clinical trial. So there are four phases of clinical trial. After the phase 3, means everything goes well, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, they have the get the approval for post marketing surveillance. So after the phase 3, they get the marketing approval. Then PMS study occur. Then all the things, then they come to the market. So here for conducting the clinical trial, there is a approval required, that is INDA, investigation and new drug application. For marketing also, NDA, new drug application is required after the phase 3 trial, when it gets PMS study, and after that they goes in the market. So there are every phases there is a approval is required. So here regulatory authority come into practice. Even in generic medications also, the approval is called ANDA, abbreviated new drug application. So just you have to keep in your mind, for a new molecular entity, IND, that is starting from a clinical trial, for conducting the clinical trial, approval is required, that is the INDA, and for marketing is the NDA. For generic drug is ANDA, approval is required. So they are the authority provide the approval for starting the clinical trial, for marketing also, for distribution and sales. So it's a regulated industry. As you know, medicine industry is regulated industry. That's why every time there is approval is required for doing any new things. So their functions and responsibilities, you know, it needs the approval of a new drug, the registration of the product, clinical trial approval, they're setting specification for the medications, they ensure the safety of the medicine and protection of public health. That's the main important topic. So drug regulatory authority government body is their main motto is that they provide the safety along with the protection of public health, because they don't provide approval for every product. If the product produces more harm than benefits, then it's not get approved basically. Otherwise there will be a great disaster for human life. So they always think about the safety of the humankind. So that's why their approval is required. In pharmacovigilance, there comes into practice that you will get to know you have to process the ICSR cases. That is called that individual case safety report. For every case process, it will go to the regulatory authority. So they will check everything, means getting a lot of things. And there is a topic, there is reports in pharmacovigilance. For every reports, means those drugs have been already launched, they are existing in the market. For every drug or medicine, any means for periodically or 4 monthly or 3 monthly or yearly, they have to send that reports how the drug is performing in the market to the regulatory authority. That's why it is a strong relationship with the pharmacovigilance and regulatory authority. So they keep track record of all the medicines performance, how the medicines are performing, new drug as well as the that already been launched in the market. What is their side effects, what they are getting, because in a clinical trial you will get to know when it's occur. It's a very restricted environment, so it will not expose to a lot number of people. So after the PMS study, when it get to the market, so it gets exposed to a lot of patients. So there are medicines get a lot of issues and adverse event occur. So all the things are kept there, all reports are there with that regulatory authority, their function. So I think you have got an idea. I will discuss briefly. There is some regulatory authority you should keep in mind, that every country has their drug regulatory authority. For marketing of a product in the respective countries approval is required. Just for your information, suppose there is an Indian company, he wants to start the clinical trial, or he wants to get the approval for a generic drug, the approval is required from India. If he wants to market the product in USA, the approval is required for USA. So as you know, US FDA is that United States Food and Drug Administration, is the regulatory agency of USA. So their role, it oversees the drug development, monitoring and safety in the USA. The responsibilities is evaluation and monitoring of the drug safety. It enforces reporting requirement of the adverse event. And their importance in pharmacovigilance, ensure the drug is safe and effective before they reach into the market, and monitor the ongoing safety surveillance. So this is the US FDA. And European Medical Evaluation Agency, EMA, their roles is regulates the medicines within the European Union. The responsibilities provide scientific advice and monitor the drug safety. And they are coordinates pharmacovigilance activities across the member states. Their importance in pharmacovigilance, ensure consistent drug safety standards across all the European Union countries, manages the risk evaluation and mitigation technique. So UK comes under means European Union. So regulatory agency of UK is different from EMA, means European Union. I will discuss later on. There are other countries regulatory agencies, that is Australia is TGA, UK is MHRA, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, Canada is Health Canada, India is CDSU, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, and PMDA is the regulatory authority of any country. You just search it, which country's regulatory authority is PMDA. I will discuss later on. So you have to know the TGA. If you don't know the full form, TGA is the Australia Regulatory Authority, Regulatory Agency. MHRA is the UK, Canada, Health Canada, CDSU is India, and PMDA, this is for an important country. So there are some quizzes. Regulatory authority of India, Japan. Japan is the regulatory authority of PMDA. Other I have already discussed: USA, Australia, Canada, UK, and EU. So I think you have already got an idea about the regulatory authority of every country, main country, that is USA, EU, European Union, Japan, Australia, India. So their importance a lot for provider safety and efficacy of the medicine and protection of the public health and pharmacovigilance also. So please go through once again. I think you have already got a lot of insights. So love to receive feedback from your end. So that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.